Thank you all for being here. Just wanted to double check again to make sure the sound is okay. Thank you. Okay, awesome. So welcome to our Sunday summer webcast, and thank you for joining us. And also thank you to all the new members and the people who have been so generous in donating their time and love and support of all of the events and work that we've been doing recently with Ram Dass and the Love Serve Remember Foundation. It really does help us so much to have your support, and we're so grateful for your time and your energy. So thank you all for that, and thank you for being here again. So we've got some really amazing things coming up, both online and in person, including a Be Love Now event in Los Angeles at Agape with Ram Dass streaming live from Maui, and Reverend Michael Beckwith, Ricky Byers-Beckwith, Jayutal, and many others who are coming together to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Be Here Now and the 25th anniversary of Agape. So that'll be a very special night, and we're all really looking forward to that. We also have our fall retreat called The Spiritual Path of Relationship, and that's coming up in October with Therese Fitzgerald and Govindas and Radha of Los Angeles Bhakti Yoga Shala.
You can talk.
And of course we have our 4th annual Open Your Heart in Paradise retreat this December on Maui with Krishna Das and Sharon Salzberg. There are also some really great opportunities to deepen your personal practice in a private retreat on Maui with Ram Dass. And there's a lot more going on. You can find the details for all of these events and everything else at ramdas.org. And speaking of ramdas.org, we've also been working at some really great upgrades on the website, including some enhanced features of the Be Here Now network, as well as our own online web store, which is almost ready. And we will be sending out a newsletter this week, so you'll have more information on all of that as well. And a quick mention about our December 2010 retreat DVD. It's amazing, first of all, and it's now available. And for those of you who have placed orders already and are wondering where it is, you should have it by next week, and thank you for your patience. So before we start, I just want to remind you to please refrain from using the chat feature during the session, because it can be distracting. And also, if you have any questions that you'd like to present to Ram Dass during the Q&A, please email them to me at stephanie@ramdas.org, and I'm typing that in the chat box right now. And after this, if you could please not use the chat, that would be great. So thanks again for being here, and here is Ram Dass.
Hello, this is Ram Dass. Namaste. Namaste. We will start with questions, and if you have any questions, type them to Stephanie in care of Ram Dass org. Yeah. I love you all. I'm here on Maui. I love you, I love you, I love you. Stephanie, do we have any questions?
Say that again.
Stephanie, questions?
It's transmitting. Can you hear me? That's just yes or no. Okay. So first question is, do you lucid dream? And if so, do you recommend for us to learn how to lucid dream? And is lucid dreaming important for spiritual development?
If you are lucid dreaming, my hat is off to you. It's not important for spiritual development, but it's certainly a step. And if you can have a lucid dream of Maharaji, then that's your real step. Heart to heart. Next question.
Okay, our next question. How do I know when a thought or a need felt in the heart but expressed through the mind is true and should be acted on?
I think that's where your intuition comes in, or your spiritual heart. Your spiritual heart gives you all the information. And if you don't get a yes from your spiritual heart, then it's not very interesting. Next question. Next question.
Okay, our next question is, I was wondering if you could speak about celibacy. I look to Jesus for guidance, but I'm conflicted in restraining myself, expressing love through physical acts because of my age. I'm 21. How is one supposed to deal with their physical desires while focusing on expressing the spiritual?
that is a question everybody, not everybody, but most people are concerned about. And the desires are in the mind, and you should watch them from the heart. In the heart, you love. And so sexual desire is there. It's okay when there's love. There is love. There is love. And it's not all right if there is no love. And you should have sex with somebody that you see as a soul. And as a body. It's a soul-to-soul communication. And but if the sexual experience sweeps you away, that's not good for sadhana. I think it's how strong the desire. You nip it in the bud, start watching it from the heart. But some people have complete sexual life, and they have complete spiritual life. It all depends whether the sex sweeps you away or not. Ram, 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 that's good sex. Next question.
Okay, I just wanted to comment on the sound. It was coming in and out a little bit there, and we are aware of it. So just so you guys know, I think we have it resolved, and it should be fine going forward. And we'll let you know if anything else comes up. Our next question is, I have been doing yoga for several years now, and I feel an energy connection during my practice some days, but I don't really sense that it's a real connection to what some call the presence or God. Is there something I can do or a way that I can change my focus to open myself to experience the oneness or presence that I've heard so much about?
If your yoga is specifically aimed to God, or Ram, or Krishna, or Shiva, take all the asanas and when you're doing the asana, stay in your heart and think of the God that you're attracted to. And then, because the asana is shaking hands with God. So you can't do asanas as exercise. They are all communications with that presence, that one. Okay. Next question.
Okay, our next question is, what are the chakras and what do they do? Does the heart chakra in our chest really help us feel compassion for other people?
The chakras are on the route from the snake goes up the chakras from the number one all up to the top of the head, and they are wheels, chakras, and they are also colors. Each chakra has its own projections of environment. Like, if you want to number one is you will food and number two is sexual and sensual, and number three is power, the stomach, and number four, which you've asked for, is the heart, and that is the chakra that is concerned with compassion. And these are all an energy system. And the chakra in the heart is not the same as the heart, spiritual heart center. The chakra is a station on the path of energy. And the station that you finally get to is the top of the head, or one above that head, above that. And you can concentrate on the fourth chakra and work with compassion towards all. It will be then the mind and the energy. We'll bring it together, and the compassion. That is, of course, energy system. And in the heart space, besides that, the chakra, the spiritual heart, will give compassion. That's in us. That's in us. Okay, now, next question.
Okay, our next question. What did Maharaji do to help you with anger?
Well, he said, love everybody. When I was angry towards the satsang Western Side Sun at the temple, he said to me, "You love me?" I said, "Yeah." "You don't love them?" And then I looked at them, and they were all full of light, and they were beautiful souls. He was just controlling my mind. And there was, at the temple, the satsang noticed how angry I got at them. And they told Maharaji. And all he said was, "Don't get angry." And Christ never got angry. He said, anger is in the mind. The feeling of anger comes from a thought. Next question.
Okay, next question. Ram Dass, could you speak on the fear of judgment that we have from others?
Well, that fear of judgment from others is ego, ego, ego. And the ego is so much entrenched in fear. The soul is entrenched in love. So that feeling of they are judging me is a thought. And you don't want to identify with any thought. Turn your identification from in your heart and say, I am loving awareness. And then you will be aware of that thought. And you'll see another thought, another thought, another thought. All ego, ego, ego. most of us have used other people's eyes to evaluate ourselves. I used to do it all the time because that's how I was climbing the ladder of academia or parents, academia, etc. But now I don't. I see that other people's evaluation of me is their karma. It's not my business. They have their karma. And it's not going to affect me. Next question.
Okay, our next question is sort of two parts that are two different questions that are related. The first one is, how do we reduce the desire for material things? And the follow-up to that is, what do we do when we're feeling much less interested in worldly things, yet we still have our social roles to play?
I often use my mala and Ram, 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 Ram. And I can go in the marketplace, Ram, 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 Ram. And I Ramize all the market. The second question, Stephanie, what was the second question?
The second question is, hold on. Okay, what do we do? Okay, what do we do? What do we do? Okay, sorry about that. We were both transmitting at once.
Okay.
The second question is, what do we do when we're feeling much less interested in worldly things, yet we still have our social roles to play?
We do our roles as the melodrama out there. I do Ram Dass out there. I'm still in here. I'm still loving awareness. But Ram Dass, because everybody wants Ram Dass from me. And that's Ram Dassiana. It's melodrama. It's out there. And as long as we don't get too attached to the role, you can play it and not play it, it doesn't matter. But you can, most of us have roles we are very wedded to. And those are the ones you worry about, because when you're in that role, it takes over. It's still, I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. And role is out there. And you can go, remember, we have, as humans, we can have two planes of consciousness.